Alrighty, so now let's go to our NFL draft player prospect. We're doing this every single day up until the draft to get us ready for our live draft show. Night one, round one of the draft, we will be live, just hanging out, watching the draft, talking about the draft, and that's what we're doing, folks. So getting ready. Yesterday we started with Trevor Lawrence, and today we're going to, if you could have guessed it, we gave you hints at the top of the show, number 3 overall pick to the Dolphins will be Davanta Smith, wide receiver from Alabama, 6'1", 175-pound Heisman winner for 2020. So let's break down his stats. We've got a nice little highlight package of him as well, and we'll see how Davanta Smith is looking. We'll take notes if needed, see what we're seeing by this man, and so let's jump into these stats now. He's got 4 seasons at Alabama, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior season, all there, 4 straight years. The man must have graduated. Bitch, I graduated. Call me Big Fish. Yes, sir, Meek Mill, and Davanta Smith getting that degree. So even better. So here we go. In 2017, the SEC freshman wide receiver only played 8 games. Only had 8 receptions for 160 yards, 3 touchdowns. 8 receptions for 3 touchdowns. They were using that man in the red zone, yes, sir. But he got even better. And then in 2018, he played 13 games, 42 receptions. So stepping it up, 693 yards, 6 touchdowns, yes, sir. Then 2019 happened. Tua Tagovailoa, 68 receptions for 1,256 yards and 14 touchdowns, yes, sir. And then his Heisman year, senior season, 117 receptions, by far the most he's ever had in an entire season, 1,856 yards, yes, sir. 23 touchdowns, absolutely absurd, 23 touchdowns. Alrighty, let's kind of go into some games here. Let's kind of see what he was doing with Tua in 2019. Let's go to some game logs in 2019 here. Getting a feel of what he's doing on a game basis here. Alrighty. What do we got here? 54 yards, 47 yards, then rips off a 136-yard performance, 2 touchdowns, back to 26, then back up to 274 yards and 5 touchdowns against Mississippi in 2019. Gosh darn. 99-yard game, 18-yard game, 67-yard game, 213-yard game, 2 touchdowns, 92-yard game, 94-yard game, 80-yard game, 56-yard game. So he closed out the season very, very well. And then against Michigan in their bowl game, able to beat Michigan, able to get the win. Very well done. 3 catches for 56 yards and a touchdown against Michigan. Alrighty, that was 2019. Let's kind of see what he did this year, his Heisman year in 2020. All right, we got to go back here. Game logs of 2020, he had 23 touchdowns. Absolutely magnificent. So here we go. Game 1, 89 yards, no touchdowns. Game 2, 63 yards, touchdown. 164 yards, touchdown. 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. 73 yards, no touchdowns. 203 yards, 4 touchdowns. 144 yards, 2 touchdowns. 171 yards, 2 touchdowns. 231 yards, 3 touchdowns. He just had a span of 4 games of all 100+ yards, and 2 of those games were 200+ yards. Absolutely great 4-game stretch here. Then he took a little dip with 22 yards. No touchdowns. Then he's right back at it. 184 yards, 2 touchdowns. 130 yards, 3 touchdowns. 215 yards, 3 touchdowns in the bowl game, in the championship game against Ohio State. He went for 215 yards and 3 touchdowns. Talk about monster performance. I mean, in the first bowl game, in the playoffs against Notre Dame in 2020, 130 yards, 3 touchdowns. Then in the championship game against Ohio State, 215 yards, 3 touchdowns. So getting it done in the bowl games, getting it done in the regular season, that's a complete player to me, folks. We said that we evaluate bowl games very heavily because you've got so much time to prepare. You should be, doing your best, especially in bowl games when, most college defenses are not good. And now in the bowl game, you have a reasonable opponent, a comparable opponent to you. You cannot be floundering in those bowl games. And we just saw Davanta Smith, Heisman, senior season, doing it big in the biggest game of his entire career, championship game in 2020. He gets it done. So the stats are super impressive to us. Absolutely love it. So now let's see if the film agrees with us. Shout out College Films on YouTube, 9.6 thousand subscribers. This is where our highlight is coming from today. So here we go. What Davanta Smith did in 2020. Another reminder, all the film we are watching is going to be this year alone, unless there is a prospect that did not play this season. Then we'll go back to probably last season. But this is what we're going to look at, their 2020 season. What did they do this season? That's what we want to see, and that's what we're going to get from Davanta Smith. So here we go. The film is a little bit zoomed in, a little bit more than I liked, but this was the best kind of film that I got in totality of not more than, 15, 20 minutes. We're trying to stay between like 6 and 10 here, and we get 6:47 here. So this is the best highlight package I could get, and it's still workable. It's still doable, but we can't get, the timing, the score, kind of like what we like to see. But here we go. Davanta Smith, wide receiver for Alabama. Here we go. 2020 highlights. Let's roll the tape. Mac Jones is throwing him the ball. Oh my gosh, who we will be looking at. He is a definite prospect that will be drafted this season. But Davanta Smith right here, back of the end zone, goes up and gets the ball one-handed, folks. He's only 6'1". It's not like he's 6'3", 6'6". That's wild. He's just 6'1", little old Davanta Smith there. Goes up one-handed and can secure the catch. Catching abilities looking right great off the rip, folks. Alrighty, back in the red zone, Davanta Smith one-on-one and going up and getting it. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Davanta Smith winning one-on-one matchups. And now if we have Davanta Smith and Devontae Parker for the Dolphins, who both can win 50-50 balls one-on-one, I'm all about it. And we know Tua loves throwing. That kind of one-on-one matchup in the red zone if it's there. And we see Davanta Smith catching all these one-on-one matchups single-handedly in the end zone. Love it. Alrighty, 2 plays in, and I'm already about this man. Here we go. Beats the defender here, 50-yard touchdown. Yes, sir. This is kind of why we get a replay right here. Just blows right back by the cornerback. Safety, it's too slow to keep up with them, and Davanta Smith is there for the touchdown. All right, back on the goal line here from the 2-yard line. Davanta Smith back of the end zone. Not a greatly thrown ball. Davanta Smith has to kind of come back inside toward it a little bit. If he keeps going outside, that's easy all day, but still able to get his foot down very, very close at the back of that end zone. Now, in college, you only need 1 foot. In the NFL, he wouldn't have been able to catch that ball, so that is something that we have to keep an eye on. All right, here we go. Keeping the film going here. Mac Jones goes all the way deep, and once again, we get another shot of Davanta Smith behind every single defender here, just right here. The speed is great. Just beating defenders right there, running some great routes. Alrighty, now we get the slant game. And then his speed cutting right back to the outside, and he is gone, folks. So he can kind of do the slants like Julio Jones does. We get a nice little replay here of how he did it. He went out there and blocked, sold it, and then he caught it on the slant, broke it right back to the outside, and beat everybody else to the end zone. All right, a nice little screen play right here. And that's fantastic. We know the Dolphins do like their screens a little bit. Watch it one more time. Great blocking out in front. Makes that first defender just miss. I mean, you see the defender break down right there, and then Davanta Smith hits him at the outside run, and he's able to turn the corner. Can't get brought down. Great blocking out in front. Absolutely fantastic. Shout out number 8 for the block there. Draft number 8. Who was that? Draft that man. Blocking wide receiver. Love it. Alrighty, here we go. Another play going deep. What is that? Like 2 steps ahead of this defender. I mean, you cannot keep up speed. Look at him just burning him right off the rip. These defenders in college obviously aren't the fastest, but still, we're not going to penalize you for burning a defender. How lame is that? right here, burning another defender for LSU right here, just off the rip. This is one-on-one matchup. That nice little kind of natural rub play right there, able to break free, and he's able to go all the way down the sideline for the touchdown. All these are against LSU. What is going on right here? I think, is this not the same play? They show the same play back to back. All right. Ooh, tight throw here. Knows he's going to take a shot, and he still has the concentration to reel the ball in the red zone. Able to get it done. Here it is. I mean, look at that throw, folks. Well done by Mac Jones. That's an absolute perfect throw. And Davanta Smith coming across the middle. Know he's going to take a hit. Able to still hold on to the ball. And here we go. Yes, sir. Lightly underthrown here by Mac Jones. The double move by Davanta Smith beats the defender all day, but it's a little underthrown, so Davanta Smith has to go and challenge the ball, and he's able to come down with it. So absolutely fantastic. Wide open here, able to get behind Ohio State's defense. Yes, sir. Is this the national championship game? It is. So even in the national championship game, if you have a linebacker on Davanta Smith, you're going to lose the game. We just saw it right there. And is he on punt returns too? What is this? Davanta Smith returning a punt up the middle, too fast, sayonara, touchdown, Bama. Yes, sir. The man can return punts as well. Love it. Look at that vision, the speed. He doesn't do any unnecessary moves. He's not like he's out in, cutting in, weaving in and out. He does like one weave, and he's going to beat you with his pure speed right to the end zone. We saw that on all the routes he was running. We saw it in the kickoff. And right here, he just gets behind literally every single part of the defense wide open for the touchdown. All right, Mac Jones buying time. This is now a improv play by Davanta Smith coming at the back of the end zone. Tight coverage on him, and he's still able to make it. So here we go. This is all improv coming right back to the ball. Just keeps on coming back, and he's able to catch the ball, and that is tight coverage, folks. We got to slow this one down a tad. Let's get this slowed down. Playback speed. Here we go. Let's play it at 25%. Here we go. Here it is, back of the end zone. Look how tight. I can't even believe the ball got in there. Woo! Great throw, great catch, concentration, coming back, playing back to the ball. He knows how to play the receiver position, folks, and I love it. All right, back to normal speed. Here we go. Right. Oh, yes, yes. I can see Tua and Davanta Smith running and hooking up. One-on-one matchup. Corner of the front of the end zone. He comes back to the ball. 2 feet in bounds. NFL catch. Places it right on the money. Tua's going to be doing that as well. Love it. Alrighty, and then here we go. Once again, just beating defenders. He can beat defenders. He's beating Georgia's defenders, Ohio State's defenders, LSU's defenders. I mean, folks, these are decent defenses. We're talking about top tier in the NFL or top tier in the college football programs. Here he is just sprinting all around every piece of Notre Dame's defense here in the first round of the playoffs. And there it is. I mean, he just finds the open space. Once again, open right here. There he goes. Bingo, bango. Right there against Ohio State again. Just coming across the middle of the field, unblocked. Too fast to keep up with. And then he just beats everybody to the corner of the pylon for the touchdown. Another one. I mean, come on. You're going to press defense, man, single coverage defense in the red zone against this man. You're going to get burnt. You're going to have a bad time. You're going to lose the game. Once again, just beating him to the inside. Look at that. Look at that nice move that he puts on the defender here. Once again, let's slow it down a little bit. We get a better angle on the second replay, but here we go. I mean, you got to watch this defender up top. He can either come in outside, he plants that left foot, digs into the right back inside, and then it's able to beat the defender. Wide open catch now because the defender had to play the outside and the inside. Davanta Smith sells the outside so great that the defender was stumbling around a little bit. In the red zone, Dump off to Davanta Smith, beating Ohio State. Yes, sir, to the corner. His speed is something great, folks. I want to see this man clocked officially in a 40, but what a great season by him. Heisman winner, 1,800 yards, 117 receptions, and 23 total touchdowns. 3 touchdowns, 6 of his 23 coming in bowl games, championship games, playoff games. So absolutely magnificent. Davanta Smith at number 3, Dolphins. Please take him. Please take him.